Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Jan and I'm a specialist in piano pedagogy or teaching of piano, teaching all the skills, and also a professional pianist. So I want today to give you your first piano lesson. So for those of you who are interested, if you're small or if you're more adult, more mature, it's never too late to learn. So let's get started. So here, obviously, I have my piano in front of me. This is the music stand, the lid, the keyboard. So, and the keys here. So this is what we're going to be playing. And the key length actually goes from here right into the piano for about half a meter. So it's a little bit like a seesaw, a very long seesaw. So we have to press at one end and the other one will go up. You don't see too many seesaws in playgrounds these days, do you? So anyway, I have got some more videos on my site, musicmoments.com. There's a free one there for you to go into the insides and the workings of the piano in a little bit more detail. So you can check that out. It's free. Just put your name and an email in for a password and then you're off and running. I won't contact you or anything like that, so don't be worried about that. Okay, so you'll notice that the keys are that black and white and that they're in 2s and 3s. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just swap to the overhead camera so that you can see that a little bit more. All right, so here we have the keyboard and here's groups of 2s, 3s, 2, 3s, 2, 3s, all the way up the piano. And we have 7 letters in the music alphabet, which is much better than 26 or whatever other alphabet you might use. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, that's all we have, 7. And the easiest one to find is D, because it's right in the middle of the 2 black notes here. And it's always in the same place. Every 2 black notes, always in the same place. So as we go up to the high end of the piano, we're going up the alphabet. And obviously the reverse, if we're going down to the low end, we're going backwards in the alphabet. So if this is D, then this one will be E, F, G, and then we stop and then we start again. A, B, C, D, and then that's how we get the same letter in the same place. Okay, and if you're going downwards, you're going backwards in the alphabet. D, C, B, A, that's the beginning, and then we start at the top. G, F, E, D, C, B, A. And that happens all the way, all over the keyboard. Okay, so then we need to know our hand. So our finger numbers here, 1, 2s, 3s, 4, and 5. So we can practice putting a finger 2, just even silently like this. Finger 2 on D, finger 4 on G, finger 2 on D in the left hand, finger 3 on a C. So you don't even have to play to do that. So let me swap now and I'm going to show you how our hand and arm works. All right, so here we are again. So because we have a seesaw there, just like any sport or any action, if you want energy, if you're hitting a ball, your hand will come out here, strike the ball and it will go, and then obviously there's a follow through. So you get your energy, you hit the object, and then you follow through. Golf, tennis, even running, you get ready to go and then you go. So with piano, what we do is we come up, and as you can see, I'm moving from my elbow, okay, and coming down onto the keys. Now, you might ask about the seating position as well. So I'm sitting far enough away from the piano that I can get to both ends with both hands, because we do use both hands, obviously. Sometimes we cross them over, so we have to be able to do that. I've got my feet flat on the floor, a nice flat back. You don't want to overarch and you don't want to be hunched like this. So, and maybe a slight lean forwards when we're going up here, coming back, coming down there to assist, and our feet can help balance as well. We can move those. So the height, so we've got the distance from the piano. The height that we want to sit at is so that our elbow is maybe just slightly above the keyboard. You don't want to be sitting too high, so that you kind of pushing, and if you're too low, then you're going to be doing all kinds of silly postures. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Think of putting one in each corner of the room, and your head on top of your neck there, and then you can learn to read the music there, or just look down with your eyes. You don't want to be, you know, head on your chest and things like that. So, so now with that done, so we're going to look at how we produce tone or sound. Tone is the quality of the sound. So if I lift my arm up and go slowly down, I can just balance on the keys. Just to make sure I'm nice and relaxed, I could go all the way down. So your wrist acts like shock absorbers, really. They'll just move a little bit when you press a key. And then they'll come back up again. Okay, so you don't want them to stay down like that, because that's going to create tension. You might want to try that while you're listening to me or watching. So we can, if I go nice and relaxed down there, can't make any sound because I've got no resistance on my fingers, they're just floppy. But in slow motion, your fingers will go down first, your wrists will go down and then come back up. And as you're leaving, your wrists will come first. So that's kind of a bit what it's like in really slow motion. Okay, so to get a nice hand position, hands by your sides, you can just bring them up and put them on the keys like that. You can bring them up like this, have them here, and then just turn them over. And that's your natural hand position, where you can just be on the keys, all right? You don't want to be flat like this, because that's like running with straight legs. You can't do very much like that. So just be careful of having really flat fingers. So like a little spider here, and then turn him over, and then he can, or a little crab, can go all over the keys. And we can go in and out, up and down, sideways, cross over, do all of those kinds of things. Nice line on the piano there. So I can alter the sound. Well, first play a sound by just dropping onto the keys, and my wrist would have gone down a tiny little bit, and there's a sound. So I can do that with any finger. and I'm going right down to the bottom of the key here, following it through a little bit. See, you just saw my wrist just kind of wobble there. So that's my little shock absorber there. Okay, so I think what would be really good for you to try is to try nominating a finger and a note. So we could say, let's try finger 2 on D and drop. Now, if you want to alter the sound, you can go slower and you will get a softer sound. Okay, you still have to have a little bit of resistance on your fingers so that it stands up. If your finger's too sloppy and got no feeling in it at all, even when you go slow or fast, it's just going to skid and do something like that, and we don't want that. Also, if we push too hard, what happens is this, and you push out, and we don't want that because look, you can see, I can feel it. Can you see that tension underneath there? So we don't want that. So just enough that you can balance on top and then landing. Okay, just landing nicely, and then if you want more sound, you can drop quicker. Okay, or slower. Sometimes we can stay nearer the keys as well as you get a little bit better at it. Okay. So you can make different sounds according to the speed and the resistance that you're going into the key with. So let's try just finding some, nominate your hand. Okay, so left hand, finger 3 on C's. You might want to find all the C's, cross over your body. Okay, maybe a finger 4. Now, lots of people think finger 4 is weak. Okay, it is on a separate muscular system than the first 3 fingers. The finger 4 here is on a different muscular system, which is why you can do that. Okay, your finger 3 will be a little bit reactive to it, but it is actually on a, I believe, on a second, a different system. A muscular, nerve-wise, your pinky is on a different connection. So anyway, so what we want to do is just try all over the piano. You might, I would say, start with one hand, do the other, and then you might want to start doing hands together. So finger 2s on D's, finger 3s on E's, finger 3s on G's. Lots and lots of things like that. Finger 4, listen to the sound on finger 4. I'm going to put that on A. See, I can get the same sound. If I'm just here, okay, it won't work. And what I'm doing is I'm making sure when I land that all the weight of my arm is going through just that one finger. So I'm balancing my fingers. I can do it on the lid as well. Okay, get a nice balance. You can do that as well. Maybe do a little wobble just to see. So here you wouldn't be balanced. If you're too far that way, you wouldn't be balanced. And that affects the sound. So, all right. So let's try a little tune. We're going to do Hot Cross Buns. So we're going to find D again. Okay. And you can use any fingers you like. I'm using finger 2. Okay. We go up 1 to E. Okay. So that's where we're going to start. And we can just use one finger. So let's do it all with finger 3. E, lift, D, lift, C. And then we go back to E, D, C. And then we're going to stay on C. One a penny going up to D with the same finger, to a penny, and then going back to hot cross buns, hot cross buns. Okay, so that also works on the black notes, on the 3 black notes. So you might like to try that with different fingers and different hands, obviously. And so starting on E on the white notes, you can also start it on B, and you can start it on A. So there's 4 different places that you can play hot cross buns. You can use any finger, you can use singular hands, or you could try and do it together. The way our hands work when we're playing together like that is if you put your hands over each other, finger 3 is common, but fingers 2 and 4 and 1 and 5 go together. Okay, fingers 2 and 4, 4 and 2, 5 and 1, 1 and 5. So you might want to try that, but I reckon just for your very first lesson, stick with the same finger in each hand, and then we can use different fingers next time. All right, so we'll leave it there for today, and don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, share, and if you want to look at my courses on musicmoments.com. And have a lovely week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.